Hello everyone, welcome to PST channel, game story, movie style for your busy days. Previously in Final Fantasy VIII shows you how love resolved the timeless conflict. Now we'll bring you back to the medieval world classic, job-based style FF. And also the last game from PS1 console, Final Fantasy IX. Before we begin, let's check a little bit of lore. The world of Final Fantasy IX is taken place on Gaia planet. Each of the planet has crystal as its core. This core is source of life. The souls of dead glow the crystal with memories of life. Gaia's light is blue. Then the crystal sends the soul to make new life on planet. It's called soul cycle. Once the planet grows old, it's unable to create new soul. The cycle will slow down. The death of planet and livings on it are drawn near. There are many planets with same soul cycle in this universe. Let's continue in-game story. Aboard an airship, Baku, leader of the Tantalus Thieves, plots to abduct Princess Garnet of Alexandria by posing as theater performers. Zidane and Blank will be kidnappers. In Alexandria Castle, Vivi the Black Mage tries watching the show, but discovers his ticket is fake. A boy named Puck sneaks him in, while Princess Garnet is feeling uneasy, also attends as audience in this performance. Zidane and Blank sneak through the castle, and Zidane bumps into Garnet. He instantly falls for her. Meanwhile, the jesters, Thorn and Zorn, are searching for Garnet because Queen Brawny is upset about Garnet fleeing with her royal pendant. They inform Captain Steiner, leader of the Knights of Pluto, and General Beatrix, who rush to Brawny. She commands them to find her daughter. Steiner pursues Garnet, who swings out of the castle on a rope, with Zidane chasing her. Garnet wants Zidane to abduct her, and he grants her wish. They escape on Tantalus's airship, then accidentally dragging along Vivi and Steiner. Rana tries to ground the ship, but it eventually flies away. She orders her forces to track down Garnet. The vessel crashes in the evil forest. A monster seizes Garnet and Vivi. Zidane rescues Vivi and Steiner by defeating Monster, yet Garnet's nowhere in sight. Determined to rescue her, Zidane defies Baku and sets off with Blank, Steiner, and Vivi. They free Garnet from another monster, fleeing a swarm of foes. Blank tosses Zidane a map, then is petrified with the forest. With Blank's map, they pass Melda Arch toward the ice cavern above the mist. Everyone except Zidane collapse from a magical blizzard conjured by Black Waltz number 1. After the fight, Thorn and Zorn warn that number 2 and number 3 will come next. The group continues to Dolly Village, and Garnet takes the alias Dagger to hide her identity. If she wants to be commoner in this Gaia world, she has to adapt her living. Dagger reveals she intended to reach Lindblum after leaving Alexandria. Without an airship, they proceed by foot. Vivi hears a chocobo's cry, though he doesn't recognize it. Suddenly, some villagers kidnap Vivi and stash him underground. Zidane and Dagger discover a secret cargo area linked to Alexandria Castle. Dagger recalls seeing these marked barrels at home. Zidane spots someone resembling Vivi among the captors, but Dagger stops him from intervening. They find Vivi sealed in a shipment bound for Alexandria. When exploring, they see a chocobo powers the factory that produces doll-like beings similar to Vivi. This factory was built 6 months ago. It produces eggs, hatching into black mage dolls. Then the group are accidentally packaged. Steiner plans to bring Garnet back to Castle with next cargo ship. When cargo come out, Zidane springs out of a barrel and reunites with others. Black Waltz number 2 attacks, and Steiner is surprised, shocked knowing it comes from Alexandria. They defeat number 2, and Zidane decides to seize the cargo ship. Dagger objects because it's headed to the castle, but he insists on taking control for heading to Lindblum. Aboarding, they find more black mage dolls, but no response in communication. Steiner tries stopping Zidane from rerouting, then Black Waltz number 3 shows up and harms Vivi. The dolls unexpectedly protect Vivi, enraging number 3. Vivi is sad, depressed after seeing one doll's lifeless face. Dagger pilots the ship and Zidane battles number 3. Victorious, they escape through South Gate. Thorn and Zorn realize Steiner must be betraying Braun, then number 3 steals their plane, chasing the party's craft. Vivi fights back, forcing number 3 to crash into Southgate. They arrive to Lindblum. Dagger remembers visiting before her father died. She shows guards her Falcon Claw pendant for proof of royalty. Minister Artania escorts her to meet Regent Cid, who appears as an Oglop, an insect instead of human. Cid explains he was cursed by his wife Hilda because of cheating, and she vanished 6 months ago. Zidane roams the city and meets Freya, a rat-like Burmecian who joins the upcoming Festival of the Hunt. Meanwhile, Cid confides to Dagger that he hired Tantalus to protect her from her mother's suspicious war plans as his promise to her father. Queen Braun uses black mages from Dolly as Gollum's army for starting war against Lindblum's airship fleet, but Lindblum is undesired to openly confront Alexandria. His steam-powered ship, Hildegard 1, was stolen by Hilda, leaving him stuck in Oglop form, hampering new model development. Zidane, who grew up with Tantalus at Lindblum, notices Dagger humming a tune she can't recall learning. He proposes a date if he wins the festival. When caged monsters break free, including the fierce Sagnol, he and Freya take it down. Zidane is declared winner. A Burmecian soldier bursts in, saying Burmecia is under attack by foes who resemble Vivi. Cid believes Bronn's plan is for removing Lindblum's border patrol. Preventing that, Freya, Zidane, and friends want to rush to aid Burmecia, but Dagger slips sleeping weed into their dinner, hoping to halt her mother's aggression by her own. Zidane meets Quail and Quina at Q's Marsh. Quina tags along in search of tastier meals. Vivi wonders if Quail knows his grandfather Quan, but Quail denies it. Going to Gizmaluke's grotto, they find Burmecian soldiers slain, then defeat Gizmaluke, who is controlled by the court jesters. Steiner and Dagger reach the Grand Citadel at Southgate, where locals refer to this region as the Mist Continent. Meanwhile, Freya, Dragon Might of Burmecia, who absented from Burmecia, Realm of Eternal Reign, for 5 years, frets over her people. Zidane helps her explore the ruined city, while Vivi and Quina take another route to reunite. They spot Bran and Beatrix. Freya remembers her beloved Fratly, who was leaving to test his skill against warriors like Beatrix but never returned. A man named Kuja appears, allied with Bran and commanding black mages. He claims Burmecia's king fled to Cleyra, the country shielded by a sandstorm. The party tries fighting, but Kuja overpowers them. Then departs on a silver dragon. Elsewhere, Marcus from Tantalus helps Dagger battle Black Waltz No. 3. He suspects these mages assaulted Burmecia under Branne's orders. Marcus sets off to find Supersoft for curing Blank's petrification, so Dagger and Steiner join him while going to Treno. Dagger briefly sees Kuja at the auction house and remembers meeting him before. Kuja tells the auctioneer that he's heading for Cleyra with a special scheme for Dagger. Following Baku's tip, Marcus breaks into a noble's mansion for Supersoft. Dagger recognizes the owner named Dr. Tot, who grants Marcus the Supersoft. He then directs Dagger back to Alexandria via Gargan-Rue. Court jesters ambush them. At Cleyra, the Burmecian king summons Freya, while Oracle Kilda guides Zidane and Vivi around. Cleyra once united with Burmecia. It's a watery realm using Jule's power of sandstorm to pump water up from the ground. Residents try reinforcing the storm shielding the country, but it vanishes. Meanwhile, Steiner and Marcus end up jailed, and Kuja puts Dagger to sleep. Brain orders the jesters to extract Dagger's Eidolons, divine beast, intending to summon Odin. Alexandrian troops storm Cleyra. The party tries defending it, but is outmatched. Suddenly, Fratly appears and rescues them, though he suffers amnesia. Puck, the Lost Prince, found Fratly during his travels. Fratly returns as a dragon knight to help Cleyra, then departs with Puck. Beatrix arrives to seize the Sandstorm Jewel. The party fails to stop her. They use Black Mage's warp magic to chase the enemy. Meanwhile, aboard her airship, Brain uses dark matter, extracted from Garnet, to summon Odin. Odin obliterates Cleyra in a single strike and vanishes. Beatrix hands the jewel to Brain. Brain demands her to find the last jewel and warns Garnet will be executed upon Beatrix's return. Stunned, Zidane's group overhears and warps to Alexandria, reuniting with Steiner and Marcus. They beat the court jesters and rescue Dagger, while Marcus goes to help Blank. The party battles Beatrix but loses. Zidane pleads with her to protect Garnet. She casts an irreversible spell on Garnet, who then revives. Brain decrees Garnet's death, but Beatrix, Steiner, and Freya stand firm, letting Zidane and Vivi carry Garnet to safety. The jesters corner them, yet Blank and Marcus show up to help. Everyone escapes on a gargant, a monster carriage, headed for Treno, but a monster chases them, making the ride uncontrollable. Braun secretly hires hunters, one to reclaim Garnet's pendant, another to kill the black mage in the party. They crash land at Pinnacle Rocks near Lindblum. Ramu, Thunder Eidolon, appears, and Garnet recognizes him from a summon manual. He explains Eidolons heed their summoners, thus Odin destroyed Cleyra by Braun's command. Horrifying. Garnet begs Ramu for help. He agrees if she passes his trial. War erupts between Alexandria and Lindblum. Black mages invade the palace by Braun's command and ravage the city. Dagger mourns her mother's cruelty. The group enters Lindblum, finding Cid and Artania safe. Lindblum surrendered under 2 demands: giving up its new airship and relinquishing the Falcon Claw. Cid reveals that Kuja, a weapons dealer, supplied Braun with advanced magic and black mages. He comes from the uncharted outer continent, so the party decides to stop him. Cid gives Zidane an ancient map. Through an excavation site, they reach the outer continent and find the dwarven village, called Kond PT, where language obstructs the communication. Vivi feels conflicted about his existence and a sense of belonging. Zidane also wonders about his birthplace, recalling a harsh adoptive father. Vivi discovers some black mages has 1-year lifespan. Dagger hears rumors of a silver dragon near Sanctuary, where requires a wedding ceremony to enter. She and Zidane, along with Vivi and Quina, do the ritual. The party rescue Aiko, who was caught stealing food. Then accompany her to Sanctuary. Aiko is a summoner with a horn. She is the last of her tribe in Medin Sari, living with Mughal tribe. She develops a crush on Zidane. Dagger plans to kill her Eidolons, worrying Kuja could misuse them, but feels empty without them. Zidane leads her to the Eidolon Wall, protected by Aiko's summoner tribe. Legend says Eidolons are Gaia's guardians, and Aiko is the final survivor. The Ifa tree was a place to seal Eidolon with another Eidolon. Aiko breaks that seal. They descend to find strange plates reacting to Zidane. Dagger notices the tree is a colossal machine. Its swirling soul's cycle base creates mist, which spreads conflict and war, fueling Kuja's black mages and weapons. The party defeats the Ifa tree, dispelling mist. Aiko discovers her heirloom stolen by Lonnie, one of Bronny's hunters, at the Eidolon wall. Amarant, another hired hunter, saves Aiko and drives Lonnie off. He challenges Zidane and loses, so he returns Aiko's stone. Suddenly, a song triggers Dagger's memory. Her birthplace, called Madain Sari. Fell to a destructive eye. And her real mother died on a boat. She'd forgotten until age 6. Meanwhile, Amarant is curious about Zidane's mercy, requests to tag along. The party spot Kuja on his silver dragon overhead. Meanwhile, Bronny mobilizes her fleet to crush him, her final rival. Kuja unleashes monstrous Spawn of the Mist. And Dagger rushes to save her mother, ignoring Zidane's caution. She tries awakening an Eidolon sealed in Ifa tree, but nothing happens. Bronny summons Bahamut. Kuja, smirking at his injuries, uses the Invincible to seize control of Bahamut and annihilate Bronny's armada. When dying, Bronny names Garnet as Alexandria's next queen. Steiner and Beatrix comfort Dagger, who grieves her mother's death. She ascends the throne as Queen Garnet, though she longs to see Zidane. Steiner and Beatrix prefer she remain in Alexandria. Depressed, Zidane sulks in a tavern until friends prod him to visit Garnet. Freya warns that Kuja still remains a threat. He hesitates, lacking confidence, but finally visits her. She may not travel with them anymore, but Zidane still be speechless, standing before her. The party goes to Trino. Dr. Ta admits he removed Garnet's horn by kingly orders, while Amarant recalls first meeting Zidane, who once falsely accused him of theft. Kuja decides to wreak havoc on Alexandria. He summons Bahamut plus other beasts. Garnet commands her soldiers to defend the city. She and Aiko simultaneously call upon 4 royal jewels, evoking the holy Eidolon Alexander. The party rushes to help them. Kuja aims to dominate Alexander with the Invincible. But Garland intervenes. He wields the Invincible to destroy Alexander. Zidane orders everyone out while he rescues Garnet and Eiko. Alexander shatters, Garnet nearly falls, yet Zidane catches her. They escape as Garland manipulates the invincible to drain souls, interfering Gaia's soul's cycle of life. In Lindblom under reconstruction, Cid aims to build a third airship to pursue Kuja, who fled with Hildegard I and Black Mages. They'll need Cid returned to human form. Eiko worries because Garnet, traumatized by Alexandria ruined, she has lost her voice. Zidane seeks a cure for Cid, but the first potion turns him into a frog. They head for the Black Mage village. One Black Mage says Kuja promised them longer lifespan, so they follow him. Vivi objects, recalling Kuja's cruelty. The mage suggests Kuja's palace hidden under desert quicksand. Kuja imprisons Zidane and Cid as soon as they arrived. He forces Zidane to retrieve the Gulag Stone from Elevert ruins or his friends die. At Elevert, on the Forgotten Continent, Zidane learns about the fallen Terra planet civilization who once tried to resuscitate their mother continent. After solved puzzles, he obtains the Gulag Stone. Meanwhile, Cid frees everyone from Kuja's dungeon. Zidane returns alone, nearly gives him the stone until the group reunites. Kuja snatches Eiko and the stone, then departs for the Lost Continent by Hildegard I. The party follows in their ship. At Mount Gulag, Kuja and the Jesters try extracting an Eidolon from Eiko, but Kupo emerges to protect her. Emotionlessly, Kuja realizes that strong emotions fuel trance, Zidane's powered form. Emotion required souls, then he leaves. On Hildegard I, Black Mages learn from Vivi about Kuja's false promise. Hilda apologizes for giving the airship to Kuja. She overheard Kuja's scheme. He comes from Terra Planet and wants Gaia's power. Cid pleads with Hilda to undo his curse. Cid focuses on command of building new airship, while Hilda is guiding Zidane and friends. She says Terra connects to the Shimmering Island. Most of links are sealed. Only seal at Ibsen's castle on Forgotten Continent can be breakable. Steiner asks Zidane to search for Dagger at the wreckage of Alexandria. Instead, he runs into Beatrix and Baku. Beatrix hands over a garnet gem and tells Zidane Dagger's waiting at the Queen's tomb. Dagger's voice has returned, and she pledges to restore peace in Alexandria, though she feels unready to rule alone. Zidane encourages her. She cuts her hair to show resolve. The party takes Hildegard I to Ibsen's castle on Forgotten Continents, where 4 seals must be broken, by splitting into teams to defeat Terra's 4 guardians. They then reach the Shimmering Island, and use Spirit Road to teleport to Terra. Zidane and Dagger follow a mysterious girl, spotting the Invincible, Terra's airship. Dagger faints, so Zidane asks Steiner to watch over her. Inside, Zidane finds a tribe that looks just like him called Genmomes. They explain Terra's weak red glow represents its life near end, while Gaia's is strong blue. The Genmomes are soulless vessels for Terra's sleeping population. Zidane senses their emptiness. Dagger recovers her memories of Madainsari's destruction by the Invincible, and Aiko directs Zidane to meet Mikoto underground. Mikoto says Terra's people plan to claim Gaia by transferring their souls into these Genmomes. Garland orchestrates it, interfering with Gaia's soul cycle by creating large devastation with strong Eidolon power. Mikoto leads Zidane to Pandemonium while the party search for him. Garland reveals Zidane is his perfect Genmome, lost 12 years ago because of Kuja. Kuja was also created by Garland, but grew too willful, thus igniting wars on Gaia through mist. Kuja even tossed baby Zidane onto Gaia, hoping they'd perish together. Garland aims to drain Gaia's souls until it's changed into Terra. The Aifa tree is a soul divider. Its mist comprises stagnant souls of Gaia and lets Terra's souls flowing. Kuja and Zidane are his angels of death, meant to send Gaia's souls to the Aifa tree. Zidane refuses. Garland switches him off. Meanwhile, Kuja arrives to Terra to settle his grudge against Garland and Zidane. Zidane awakens, crushed by the thought of being Gaia's enemy. He avoids his friends to confront Garland alone, but Dagger's reassurance lifts him. The group vows to defeat Garland together. They overcome Garland, but Kuja uses the Invincible to absorb Garland's soul. Kuja fights the party, he unlocks trance and annihilates them. Then he kills Garland. Realizing his own limited lifespan, Kuja lashes out and shatters Terra. The party seizes the Invincible to flee. Zidane goes to save the Genomes. Garnet insists on joining him. Finally, he expresses his appreciation toward her. Zidane urges Mikoto to leave Terra. She questions the purpose of living now that everything's gone. Zidane believes they'll discover it together, so she joins the group. They escape on the Invincible just as Kuja unleashes more mist from the Aifa tree. Vivi evacuates Genomes to move into the Black Mage village, hoping they can coexist. Zidane suggests Mikoto to stay there as his sister. The party prepares one last battle at the Aifa tree. Kuja sends a squadron of silver dragons. But Sid's airship fleet wards them off. Inside Memoria, Garland's voice tells Zidane this realm is born of Zidane's memories. Zidane wonders why he has memories of others. Even the phenomenon of Terra once tried merging with Gaia 5,000 years ago, but Gaia's robust soul cycle thwarted it. Garland says every creature has one source of origin. Everything originated from the crystal. He asks Zidane to protect it and deal with Kuja. Then he vanishes. Kuja wants to destroy that original crystal, making nothing remains. The party stops him, but he uses Ultima. Gravely injuring them. A dark force named Necron appears. proclaiming that obliterating existence ends fear. The party defeats Necron, though the Iafa tree spirals out of control. Cid rushes in with Hildegard III to rescue them, but Zidane hears Kuja calling below. He apologizes to Garnet for unable to continue her abduction anymore, so she asks him one promise: come back to her. Zidane finds Kuja, who admits he saved the party at the last second when he realized the meaning of living. Though gnomes were created for a cruel reason, Kuja fought that fate alone, giving them hope. Then the tree strikes, and Zidane shields Kuja. Time passes. Alexandria is rebuilt! Puck encounters black mages identical to Vivi. Freya and Fratli are lovers waiting for Burmecia rebuilding. Amaron continues his journey. Quina is a chef. Aiko is adopted by Cid. Steiner and Beatrix protect their queen together. And Garnet rules as queen. Tantalus organizes another stage show. Everyone gathers at the castle today. The masked lead reveals himself as Zidane, who's still alive. Garnet dashes from her throne, tossing aside everything to embrace him. He survived thanks to her song, and they finally reunite in joy. Another grand story ends. Final Fantasy IX remains a truly gentle chapter in the series. Next time, we'll venture into Spira. Subscribe to PST channel, Gaming Stories for Life, and stay tuned for more classic RPG tales. Thanks for watching. See you soon.